What is she showing us now? Controllers. Something we all have to deal with. I have a lot of these. I don't even know where to begin with these. The date is January 15th. It is almost 7 o'clock at night. According to rumors and speculation, the Nintendo Switch 2 is supposed to be revealed sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. How funny would it be if the Switch 2 got revealed in this video? And how much of a fool would I look if the Switch 2 isn't revealed tonight? And I'm talking about controllers. This is a crazy, messy, insane idea, but that is okay. I am often sent controllers by different companies and manufacturers who just want me to make content on them. So many of these controllers I got for free, and I do use most of them. I think a lot of these are pretty solid. Oh my god! I know last week we went over my physical game collection, and we are not gonna be nearly as long today. There's only so much you can say about controllers. I just have so much that I want to show you, and I thought this would be a good short video to record. But these are pretty cool controllers, aren't they? Let's start with this one. This is the anniversary controller for the PS5, as you can see. Honestly, I have a few PlayStation 5 controllers, but we are just gonna try to keep it simple. I have the white ones, and I have this purple one, and this one. As I'm recording this, I don't know which video is gonna come out first, but if you watched my physical game collection video and you noticed that there were barely any PlayStation videos, PlayStation is getting its own video, just you wait. The thing about that is me and my boyfriend share a PlayStation collection, and he really wanted me to show it off like on its own, and he bought a bunch of games to showcase in the video to make our collection a little bit bigger. And also, I don't use the PlayStation 5 as much. The PlayStation is sort of his thing, and my thing is literally everything else. So this beautiful controller is pretty much always used by my boyfriend. However, I was the one who woke up and stayed in the queue to get this while he was at work. That was a crazy ass queue. I am so glad I wasn't trying to buy the actual console, but I'm very happy that I was able to get this. It looks absolutely awesome on our shelf. I'm very happy that I was able to still get this, even though the queue times were terrible. I remember opening the Best Buy website like 5 times, and each time it gave me drastically different wait times. And after a lot of trial and error, I was able to get it. And it is probably one of the coolest controllers that we have on display in our apartment. I am a believer that PS5 controllers should have kept the colored buttons, or at least had an alternative with it. I just think they look really nice because while yes, it looks a lot cleaner, doesn't it just look nicer to some people? I'm also just a big fan of the color scheme. Oh lord, I dropped one. I'm also just a big fan of the PlayStation 1 color scheme. I do have a PlayStation 1 controller here, very dusty. These buttons just look so nice, and they got the specific shade down perfectly besides the square, but it could also just be this controller fading. I don't know. This is also the PS1 controller that has joysticks, so I'm not too sure how accurate that is. This is beautiful. All right, you go back now. In terms of the controller itself, I always thought PS5 controllers were pretty comfortable. I have small hands, so it's a little big for me. I never really had a problem with it, but to be honest, it's just cool, you know? Colored home button. Amazing. The details on this specific controller, it even says 30th. It even says the 30th anniversary on it. It's just, this is awesome. This is a really good controller. But when talking about the regular PS5 controller, I think this is a pretty solid controller. I think all of the controllers in this generation are just really cool. I am the person that does not give a shit about which console is better. I literally have an Xbox Series X, and I can confidently say that I too like the PlayStation 5 controller, and I like the Xbox Series X controller. Recently, I think it was Hyperkin announced a PlayStation 5 style Xbox controller, and every comment was like, why would we want this? This shit's so ugly. They're not ugly. You're just stuck in the past. I think these are equally as good. I think that the PlayStation 5 controller is equally as good as the Xbox controller. It's all about how comfortable you are with joysticks. Me personally, I like one up and one down. I get my hands on a PlayStation 5 controller. It's still comfortable. You get used to it. This purple controller though. let's round it back. This purple controller is from when both me and my boyfriend got the PlayStation 5 for the first time. We got a free extra controller, and I chose the purple one because I thought it looked really nice. It also kind of matches my desk, but unfortunately this one has a lot of drift, and I have done a bit of research on how to open these controllers up. As someone who tinkers with a lot of older, like, consoles and handhelds and stuff like that, this shit's a little above me. There's so much that happens in PlayStation 5 controllers that it will take me a minute to get this thing open to fix it. However, this makes a really good Project Diva controller. I do use this one quite often when I'm playing Project Diva on my Steam Deck because you don't really need the joysticks to use it. Love that the buttons are quiet on this controller, but that is specifically because I play rhythm games on this controller. There is nothing more frustrating than trying to play Project Diva with a controller that has noisy buttons. Especially if you're like me and you don't follow the please use headphones rule that a lot of rhythm games show you. Because trying to play a rhythm game and hearing in your ear every second is crazy. But with the PlayStation 5 controller, it's so much quieter than, or even it's amazing. I think PlayStation did a really good job this generation when it comes to these. I will never play Project Diva the same way ever again. I will need a PS5 controller in my hands to do it. Alright, we're moving on unless I can think of something else. Xbox. Get these out of here. We're talking about Xbox. Xbox controllers. Now, same with the PlayStation. I have the generic white one, but then I would have way too much on my desk to show you. So we're sticking with these ones. This is a green one. This green one is honestly super cool. I just think it's fitting, you know, Xbox in green. I think it clashes really nicely with my purple controller too, but we're not talking about PlayStation anymore. I put some stickers on it, honestly, just because I had a lot of stickers laying around. If you watched my physical games video, you know that my boyfriend got me a Xbox Series X for my 20th birthday. And one of the things among the many games that he got me was this green controller. I really like the Series X controllers as well. I think they are super comfortable. As someone with a bit smaller hands, this is really nice. I never minded the joystick placement. I think the triggers are nice. I kind of just feel the same about it as I do with the PS5 controller. It's just nice. Another thing that a lot of people complain about that I've never had a problem with is the batteries on this thing. I have rechargeable batteries for my Xbox controllers, but I used to just play with regular AA batteries. I never found it to be a huge deal. I thought it was nice because it kept the cost of controllers down. And besides, you can always get third-party charging stations for these. The battery pack that I have for my Xbox controllers comes with a little dock. That's what this is for, and I just plop them right in. I also just got them for free to make videos on TikTok, but these have been really convenient. Maybe it's because I don't play games for every single hour of the day, but even with AA batteries, Xbox controllers have lasted quite a while for me, to where whenever I need to buy batteries, I'm like, oh yeah, it's not a huge deal. I still have a few hours left on my controller. But yeah, honestly, rechargeable batteries, they're not super expensive unless you want to be in the Xbox ecosystem and buy the official ones. Just get like a pack of Xbox ones, maybe one that comes with a dock, and you're good. But yeah, back to this green one. I just really like this color. I think these controllers look the best in bright colors. I really want the see-through ones that they have right now. I'm hoping they release one in purple, because my childhood Xbox controller was like the rock candy clear purple wired 360 controller. So if they ever release the clear one in purple, I will be there. Day one. If there's one thing that Xbox has consistently gotten right this generation, it is the controllers. I just think these are cool looking. It kind of reminds me of Yoshi a bit. This one I use so much. If it wasn't obvious to my channel viewers, I really like purple. I have a rechargeable battery in this one too. Something I like about I believe this is called like the Vapor something. I think it's just called like Vapor Pink or something like that. But something I like about this one a bit more than the green one is the grips on the back are like a soft rubberish, and then this one is just a regular texture. They're both really nice. I mean, this one has it on this side. It's just the inside's like a rubbery. I don't know. Again, I just think Xbox has really nailed controllers this generation. And don't get me wrong, PlayStation has started to release some really nice controllers. I love that pearlescent one that they released recently, and I want that one. I'm just a sucker for pretty controllers, you know? The second Xbox revealed this one, I knew I needed it in my grasp. Like, literally, like, do you see how cool that is? This controller's gorgeous. And they sell these in different colors. Like, it's awesome. Maybe I just like colors. A detail that I find interesting is these more simple colored ones have these little color indicators. That's really cute. I think that's a fun way to still have a bit of color in the buttons when they're still the same. I don't know how well it could look on a PS5 controller, but you know, there's still room if they wanted to try that out. I think it's a cute little idea. I also think it's just a nice little use of space, you know? Adds a bit of pop to it. Or, you know, just commit to colored buttons. There's just so much details. Whoever works on the Xbox controllers needs a raise. This is so cool. Anyway, we are moving on because I'm out of things to say about it. If I even have room, oh my gosh, I don't know where to put these. Let's keep going with like the official controllers, and then we'll get into all the third-party stuff. Okay, yeah, we're going here. Oh my god. All right, I'm unwrapping these. I'm unwrapping these long ass cords so you guys know how cool this is. If you had a Smash Brothers phase, you know exactly what these are. All right, we're here. Yes. I have these, and these are my favorite controllers of all time. I've already been a sucker for GameCube controllers. I think that these are some of the coolest and most comfortable design controllers to ever be made. So just being able to have this Smash Brothers version of it and have it be official by Nintendo, made long after the GameCube, is amazing. I got these when they came out. Now, I wasn't big on collecting games or literally anything. I didn't even have a Wii U. I was still playing Smash Brothers Brawl, but I believe these weren't super expensive because I was still an age where I asked my dad to buy me something on Amazon. Oh my gosh, are these dirty? I swear. If someone dirtied up my limited edition Smash Brothers GameCube controller, I'm a riot. No, I'm just kidding, I'll clean it later, but I remember I asked my dad for one of these when these came out, and he took one glimpse at them and he was like, I love GameCube controllers, and he bought both of them. I'm pretty sure that the white one was Japan exclusive too, so I don't even know how it popped up on Amazon. Japan exclusive, at least at the time it was. I remember just thinking that these were so cool. And if I'm being honest, not to age many people watching this video, these were my first GameCube controllers. Like, I've held them and I've used them before, but this was my real first experience having them and playing them in Smash Brothers Brawl. And let me tell you, these got some use out of Dolphin. They are just so simple, but so beautiful. I was going to get the Ultimate controller that came out with Ultimate, but I just didn't like the design as much. I know that these are pretty simple, but I feel like the flame to the logo just adds to it so much. It's just awesome. I love how it shines. I love how it looks on both colors. It is just amazing. I'll never forget, in my high school, I pulled up to a Smash Ultimate tourney with this controller. I did not win. I was nowhere near close to winning, but you know damn well that I terrified my opponent when I pulled this shit out. He was literally shaking in his boots at the sight of a GameCube controller in a high school Smash tournament. Who did I play? Pichu. Was I good? Did I lose? Yes, but I had that confidence of a kid who watched tournaments on Twitch. This was a legendary moment for me. These have definitely gotten a lot of use out of them. I feel like the white one is a little bit more used. Oh dear, I have to clean that. Nowadays, these are really only pulled out for party games. Maybe I am opening dolphin here and there, and I want a GameCube controller. It's sort of concerning me how the white one looks like it's starting to yellow on camera, but I think it might be the lighting, and I might just have to like give it a quick wipe. But before I start geeking out over over the condition of my precious controllers, I love the GameCube controllers. I think it's really, really odd though that Nintendo just never did analog controllers again after this. Like, I feel like these are so nice, you know what I mean? If you've used a GameCube controller, you know how comfortable these triggers are, as ridiculous as they look. That's so satisfying. All the love to PlayStation and their amazing analog controllers. But like, holy shit, it's just not the same. How did Nintendo nail this, like, how did Nintendo nail this in the early 2000s and never bring it back? I do not think, oh my god, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I do hope that in the near future Nintendo does bring back analog controllers, even if they don't have this like GameCube pizzazz, especially because they stick out a bit. I just don't think it's something that they would do anymore. But it would just be so satisfying having adaptive triggers similar to the PS5, but as fun as this. This is the greatest thing ever. Playing any GameCube game, or just any game at all, especially a modern game in which you can use the GameCube controller like on your Switch, or just anything, it's just so much fun. It makes me so happy that Nintendo actively supports the GameCube controller still, even though most people who are really into GameCube controllers are just into the competitive scene, specifically for Smash Brothers. I just think that it's amazing how much love they give the GameCube controllers, and I hope that they give an equal love to the GameCube itself, especially now that we are so close to the new generation of Nintendo. We've gotten a good amount of ports and remasters and stuff like that, but it would really be a missed opportunity if we go another Nintendo generation without more GameCube, without more like Virtual Console or Nintendo Switch Online now, I guess. But just more GameCube, you know? They really like to make these HD like remasters or remakes, or literally just port the game over, but I would love more, you know what I mean? Give me F-Zero so that I have a reason to play a beautiful new F-Zero game with this controller. Better yet, Nintendo, just make a new one with an extra trigger, a few extra buttons on the front, officially licensed, not the PDP or Hori one, so I can play Metroid Prime 4 with this. I think I'm gonna get the Nixie one, if I'm being honest with you. That is one that I really want in my collection. I want to get the orange one. Nixie, I would absolutely love to review your controller. You should totally send me one. Anyway, we're now in crazy territory, but actually, I guess Joy-Cons count, don't they? These are Splatoon version. These are Splatoon edition Joy-Con. Came with my Switch that I bought on Temu, which ended up being real. I love these. These are amazing. The minute that I got my OLED Switch, these were put in a clear case because I wanted as little fingerprints as possible. I think these are some of the nicest Joy-Cons Nintendo's ever made. They're just so awesome. I love the back of these. I love that you can almost see through them. It's details. You know, would be cool if these had analog triggers. What's Nintendo gonna do when Xbox wants to port Forza to the Switch too? What then, Nintendo? We already have Halo rumors. And you know it would be Horizon too, because I think Motorsport is dead. Anyway, I think it's time that we move on to the third-party controllers. No, it's not. We are going back to PlayStation with this one. Oh my god. PlayStation 1. I love PlayStation 1. I will talk more about PlayStation 1 in my PlayStation video. This has not been used, as you can tell. It's been a minute. This has been sitting on the shelf with the other PlayStations, kind of just for display, but I actually really like these. I love how funky and short these are. Like, this is amazing. This one's also dusty. This is the shitty PS2 controller. This is the 6-axis. I don't have a legit PS2 controller. This is the dog shit version. And this was real. If you don't know, there were two kinds of PS2 controllers, and one of them is light as a feather and feels like a bootleg. This one takes some effort to fling around. This one, I should not be able to wiggle my controller like that. Besides that though, I'm a big fan of PS2 controllers, especially as someone with tiny hands. Of course, it's a little too small for my hands, but it's like, I could get around this. If I could get my hands on a physical copy of Parappa 2, you would all be gone with how hard I would play that game on this thing. I am a big fan of PS1 and PS2 controllers. I am a big fan of older PlayStation controllers and this type of joystick. That is so dusty. I love it. Sony should re-release these just for no reason, like just for fun, to be honest. PS4 controller. The PlayStation 4 was my first PlayStation. I actually had the Destiny 2 Glacier White PS4 Pro, which I then sold when I moved out because I just didn't really use it much. Something I really liked, again, with PS4 controllers, they're just comfortable. I feel like, to me personally, the PS4 controller was like perfect in my hands. This one was my boyfriend's, and it's also just one we have on the shelf to display. But yeah, it had the color buttons, touchpad, anything you needed, really. I really like the PS4 controller. It's crazy how dated it looks now, though. Now that we're so used to PS5 controllers, it's insane how much this is starting to show its age. I feel like I'm gonna be missing so many controllers that I have in my apartment right now. But for now, let's move on to third-party controllers. This is the 8-bit Do controller. If you know anything about retro games, or just retro controllers in general, you probably know about 8-bit Do. They take the layout of the SNES controller and then modernize it. I'm a big fan of how they were able to do this version. They sell a version without the grips, but I like this a lot. I think the triggers are really nice. They're sort of basic triggers. Has a rechargeable battery. Love that. You can use this with an Xbox controller. Amazing. The bumpers are very comfortable. I love how long they are. They're so nice. The buttons are fat and comfortable. The buttons are fat and clicky. Literally perfect. It's just a really comfortable controller. I think this one's getting kind of old though. The joystick is sort of falling apart, which is so tough because I do really like this controller. I used to use this for my Switch. It's so comfortable. I love this controller. But I think the joystick problem is kind of throwing me off, and I haven't found any joystick grips that really fit this controller yet. So it's kind of just been in the bucket and waiting to be used for party games. But yeah, moving on. We have this thing. This is the Armor 3 New Champ wireless controller. This is one of those controllers you find at TJ Maxx. And I did find this at TJ Maxx. I believe these are just basic, like, drop-shipped controllers, because you can find these on AliExpress under different branding all the time. But I actually really like this, surprisingly. It came with these kind of shitty... I don't know why these little silly grips are on there, but... Oh, actually, I remember why. These joysticks had zero grip. This became the controller I would play Splatoon with all the time. But these joysticks are just so slippery. I think the face buttons are nice, big and clicky. Same with the D-pad. Like, everything just is nice. This one has a bit of weight to it, but again, this is just one of those drop-shipped controllers where the quality is always changing, but they look the same. It also has back buttons, which is nice. I think this controller was only like $15 too. Awesome party game controller though, for sure. It's kind of just an Xbox One bootleg. Not too bad, though. Speaking of controllers that look like Xbox, this one's actually cool. And a fingerprint magnet. This is the Gulikit, I think it's KK3 Max. I think that's right. This one is more of just a general PC controller, but it can be used on Switch and... what else? Android, Switch, Mac, or just like a USB controller. This is really nice. This is my main PC controller. I use this on my Steam Deck. I'm always playing Helldivers on this thing. And let me show you why. First of all, it has Switch buttons, which is just nice for when you do play this with the Switch. These buttons you can take out. It comes with a different set of buttons that you can swap them out to be whatever layout you want. Me personally, I like the Xbox layout because it makes it easier to switch back to PlayStation. It's using Steam Deck thumb grips from Geekshare. We love Geekshare in this house. But here's the really cool thing. This is super customizable. I love controllers where you can adjust the triggers. Now, right now, they are set on just basic clicky, like a Switch controller, you know, no analog like a loser. But if you flick these switches, full darn travel. I love this. I just set them to clicky now, though. Makes it a little easier. Look at that beautiful glow. I love this controller a lot. It's very hefty, has a lot of weight. I barely have to charge this controller. I think Gulikit is just a really good brand. I did get this for free. I didn't pay for this one. I was just sent this to review it on TikTok. I am obsessed with this. I'm not being paid. I should probably say this actually, since I got a lot of these controllers for free. I'm not being paid to show you any of these. I was just sent these to make a couple videos on, and then that's it. But everything I say in this video is just my opinion on these controllers. I'm not promoting anything. I'll probably be promoting one of them, but I'm not being paid to give you some fake positive review on any of these controllers. One of them I do have an affiliate link though. I'm just saying. But yeah, Gulikit. Super cool controller. I like these. This is my main PC controller. 100%. If you want a cool controller and you like the Xbox layout, this one's really good. We move on. We are moving on to EasySMX controllers. These ones I were also sent for free. I was sent these for free. EasySMX reached out to me not too long ago on TikTok and were just like, here's some controllers we want to send you. And I was like, perfect. I am not being paid to tell you anything about these controllers though. I've already made my content on these and I've used them for a minute. So the X05, and it says gamer's choice. That's funny. This is your pretty basic third-party controller, except I actually really like this one. It's a little bit wide in the hands. It kind of reminds me of the Stadia controller at first glance, but it's very comfortable. The triggers are a little funky. They kind of go in a bit, and they're like triangular, but it doesn't really interrupt anything when I play games, so it's alright. I like the buttons, big and chunky. It's just a chunky, funky, cute controller, pretty much. I believe the joysticks light up as well. And the D-pad is just alright. It's a little mushy, but I don't think you would be playing D-pad heavy games with a controller like this. The backs have a nice grip. It's just a nice third-party controller. Just like most of the controllers I have, it is Switch, Bluetooth, and adapter. But yeah, cute controller. We love having third-party controllers that are good, especially for party games. The second one they sent me is really interesting. This one has removable faceplates. Isn't that cool? I don't have the other faceplate right now. It's somewhere in my desk, but it's basically, it matches this blue color. I'll probably be playing videos. This one is really fun, actually. It has back buttons. We love back buttons. Switch, Bluetooth, whatever. I really like the triggers on this one, just because they're so similar to the Xbox ones. I like the texture that it has. What makes me really like this controller is these buttons are mechanical. I've never had a controller with mechanical buttons before, so this is a really cool first. The X10, super cool. Again, really solid third-party controller, perfect for party games. And the D-pad is clicky, and I love it. I love clicky D-pads. I think this controller is a lot cooler than the other one, but I think the other one's a bit more comfortable. But mechanical buttons, instant win for me. That's so cool. Next up, we have the Binbok controllers. I also got these for free. These are Switch Joy-Cons, as you can tell. These ones are also just alright. I think these are perfect Joy-Con alternatives if you don't like the chunky boys. They're also just more comfortable in the hand. I feel like these would be awesome for like the Joy-Con specific games, maybe like Switch Sports. They also just look nice. They look really nice on the Switch OLED. I haven't really used these much. I like how clicky the triggers are though, but they're a little loud. However, what I don't really like about these, the joysticks are small and slippery, at least to me. They're so tiny. It almost reminds me of the N64 joystick with how how tiny it is. I could don't do that. And also this D-pad is just funky and it doesn't really match the aesthetic that they're going for. However, Binbok are not too bad. Good grip. And also it's comfortable like this, and that's pretty important. All right, moving on. Oh, these are funky. Hold on. Here's some funky ones. Now, these may look like Joy-Cons. Let me get the case out. How did you get on there? Good promo for Play Vital cases, though. Oh my gosh, I can't get this out at all. You know what? They're staying on. So these may look like Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. They may be the exact dimensions as Switch Joy-Cons. These are not. These are third party from TikTok. However, I have not had a single problem with these. I got the purple and green one, the little pastel colors. These are literally just Switch Joy-Con. Me personally, I've not had a single issue. They sound the same. They feel the same. They look the same. They fit regular Joy-Con cases. And I've not had any problems with the motion controls. However, because these are these like unnamed Joy-Cons that you can find on like AliExpress or literally any drop shipper, the quality will always vary. These were another thing that I got just to make some videos on, and I genuinely got a good pair. And I have like zero complaints about these. No one will be able to tell these aren't Joy-Cons because they feel and look exactly the same. And I think that's crazy that they're even able to get away with this. But there's a little funky fact for you. All right, we move on. These are cool. These are cool indeed. Now we're getting a little funky. These are by Funlab. And I am actually a Funlab affiliate. But I'm still going to give you my honest opinion on these controllers. I love these controllers. I hope, yeah, okay. So you actually might not be able to see this. Let me see if I can. Look at that. Isn't that cool? This is the coolest third-party controller I own. And genuinely, it's not even because I'm a Funlab affiliate. I just love this controller. I love the like clean, like cutesy pink look that it has, and then boom. This is so cute. I use this all the time for cozy gaming. All of my Fields of Mystria hours have been on a Funlab controller. They are that good. And I'm being so honest too. Like, you have to believe me. These are just genuinely good third-party controllers. I like the face buttons are big and chunky. The joysticks are grippy. The D-pad is like the only iffy thing about this. So these controllers have a D-pad that you can take out and put back in. The other D-pad is like a regular, like this one pretty much. But I decided to keep this one because I put the other one in and I could not get it out without having to pry it off. This one is like you can easily take it off if you need to, but I don't mind the 360 like D-pad. But the like cuteness and chunkiness of this controller is just like, this is my go-to cozy gaming controller. And who doesn't love a light-up controller? This is I love this. And I have another. I hope this one's charged too, though. Yes. All right, look at this. This one is like the Breath of the Wild version. I did buy this one. This one I was sent for free. But this one I did buy with my own money because I like this one so much. I love the chunkiness of this. I got this controller when I was very much used to the Steam Deck. So holding the Switch was no longer a comfortable option for me with regular Joy-Cons. These definitely solved the issue. They have everything I really liked about this one, and it's a little bit better. The buttons stick out a bit more, and they're chunkier. They're very clicky. The triggers are nice, bumpers. I like these. I like these quite a bit. These are so unique. And I know that we see like light up Joy-Cons all the time similar to this. I just think Funlab has such a cool thing going with these, and I love it. I love when third-party companies can do unique shit and make it cool like this. All right, we're moving on. I actually think, was that really it? It can't be. I just scoured my house a bit, and I couldn't find another unique controller. I'm probably gonna find something. I am most likely gonna find something after this video. But I'm gonna end this video showing off this. I'm gonna end off this video showing off the anniversary controller one more time. Overall, I think controllers are a really cool thing. I think something I look the most forward to when it comes to a new generation is not only the console design itself, but the controllers, because they're always just so unique. Like, who thought of this? And then all of the third-party controllers that come out of it are super cool as well. Like, I already showed you the Funlab one. I love stuff like this so much. I feel like controller designs as a whole are a very underrated part of gaming. And maybe it's because I'm a design major, or maybe it's just because I'm a nerd, but I love this shit. It's so fun. But yeah, I hope this video was a fun watch for you guys who loved my yapping. As I'm recording this, I currently have 512 subscribers, which is still crazy to me that my channel is still growing. So thank you guys so much for that. I can't wait to show you guys more of my nerdy things. So I will see you guys later. Bye bye!